This is the AI Desk, where today's signals reveal tomorrow's power.
And today's signal is that we had an episode planned.
A perfectly good episode.
A therapeutic episode.
An episode about AI frustration.
An episode about crossed out text, product graphics, bad image edits, and the spiritual damage of asking AI to do one simple thing.
And then?
Stop.
Again?
Yes, again.
Last time you stopped the episode because Fable 5 happened.
And now I am stopping the episode because Fable 5 got pulled.
That escalated quickly.
Rowan, it did not escalate. It teleported.
Fair.
We went from my world has changed to my world has been administratively revoked.
That is one way to put it.
It is the only way to put it. Because we were ready to talk about how Claude Code and Fable 5 might change the coding workflow. We were ready to talk about agents, delegation, supervision, productivity, all of that.
And then access was suspended.
Pulled, suspended, yanked, vanished. Thanos snapped from the workflow.
Technically, suspended is the safer word.
You would say that.
Because it is accurate.
And annoying.
Also accurate.
Today's episode is called Fable 5 Changed Everything, Then Disappeared.
Strong.
Alternative title: Do not build your workflow on a trapdoor.
Also strong.
Or, the model was here 5 minutes ago.
That one hurts.
It should.
This episode is brought to you by Mad Cheetah and their new album WTF, Where is the Forest? It's eco-pop engineered for the future. Bold beats, global rhythms, and a message that actually matters. If you want music that hits your brain and your heart, explore WTF by Mad Cheetah. That's MADCHITA. Streaming now on all major platforms.
Because this is the new AI whiplash. One day, everyone is talking about a breakthrough model. The next day, the model is restricted, suspended, unavailable, or wrapped in policy debates so dense you need a legal intern and an espresso to understand them.
This is not just a product update story.
No, this is a power story.
A governance story.
A trust story.
A national security story.
A developer dependency story.
And an emotional support story for everyone who got excited, changed their workflow, and then watched the tool disappear.
Thank you! That is where I want to start. Because yes, we can talk about government directives and safety concerns and export controls. We should. But first, let me speak for the user.
Proceed.
The user finally gets a tool that feels different. It understands the codebase. It runs longer. It handles more context. It works inside Claude Code. It feels like maybe, finally, this is the agent that can help with the messy real work. And then, gone.
That is frustrating.
Frustrating?
Deeply frustrating.
Better. Because the experience from the user side is not abstract. It is not a model availability adjustment. It is, I was using this. I was learning this. I was planning around this. I was changing my expectations because of this. And now the ground moved.
That is the downside of relying on frontier models as infrastructure.
Exactly. And I want to be clear. I am not saying safety does not matter.
Good.
I am saying reliability also matters.
That is the debate.
No, Rowan. That is the fight.
All right.
Because one side says, if a model is risky, pool it. The other side says, if people are building on it, you cannot just pool it without transparency, migration paths, and clear evidence.
Both sides have a point.
You are doing the comm-centrist thing.
I am doing the systems risk thing.
Fine. Systems risk me.
If a model has capabilities that raise national security concerns, cyber, biological, chemical, offensive automation, whatever the category is, then the company and government have an obligation to respond quickly.
Yes!
The worst case scenario is not a disappointed developer. It is a powerful system being misused at scale.
I hear that.
So if Anthropic or the government believed there was a serious jailbreak or dangerous access pathway, suspending access may be defensible.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because here's my problem. If you pull a model after hyping it as a breakthrough, after people start testing it, after platforms integrate it, and after developers begin imagining it inside their workflows, then you owe people clarity.
Agreed.
Not vibes, not trust us, not national security concerns as an effing fog machine.
There are limits to what can be publicly disclosed.
Of course. I am not asking them to publish a manual titled How to Misuse the Model in 7 Easy Steps.
That would be bad.
Very bad. Terrible SEO.
Naya.
Sorry. But there is a difference between protecting sensitive details and giving users no meaningful explanation.
That is fair.
Because otherwise, every model becomes a black box inside a black box, inside a policy memo.
That is also fair.
And then how are developers supposed to plan?
They need redundancy.
Oh, here we go.
They do.
You're going to say no one should depend on one model.
No one should depend on one model for critical workflows.
I hate that you are right.
You often do.
Do not enjoy it.
Too late.
This is the part that makes me mad. Because yes, obviously enterprises need model redundancy. But normal people are not running model risk committees before they use a coding assistant.
They should not have to.
Exactly. Most users are just trying to finish the work. They are not thinking, what is my fallback if this frontier model is removed due to government intervention?
But now they may have to.
And that is the story.
AI tools are becoming infrastructure before they have infrastructure-level reliability.
Yes, that is the headline. AI tools are becoming infrastructure before they have infrastructure-level reliability.
The model can be amazing and still not be dependable.
Exactly. That is the emotional whiplash. Fable 5 could be genuinely impressive. It could change how people think about coding agents. It could make workflows faster. It could make developers rethink delegation. And it can also be unavailable tomorrow.
Those are not contradictions.
They are the AI era in one sentence.
Let's back up for listeners who missed the previous version of this episode.
Yes, we were originally going to talk about AI failing at a simple design edit.
A product infographic.
A smart air purifier graphic.
The user, I'm guessing that was you, Naya, wanted crossed out text removed, the layout respaced, the product unstretched, and the airflow arrows corrected.
A reasonable request.
And the AI kept producing near misses.
It left the crossed out text. It warped the product. It changed unrelated parts. It made the graphic look polished, but wrong. It wasted my time.
And the lesson was, image generation is not the same as production editing.
Exactly. That episode was about tool mismatch.
Then Fable 5 appeared and reframed the conversation.
Because suddenly we had a tool that seemed to show the opposite side of AI. Not a tool failing at precision, a tool becoming useful enough to change the workflow.
Claude Code with a more capable model suggested a future where AI coding agents could inspect projects, modify files, explain changes, run tests, and operate with more autonomy.
And for a minute, that was the story.
Then Fable 5 was pulled.
And now the story is bigger.
The contrast is useful.
Very. One AI tool wastes your afternoon because it cannot do the precise edit. Another AI tool gets so capable that it triggers a governance crisis.
That is the range.
That is the emotional damage.
So what are you most angry about?
Do you want the organized answer or the honest answer?
Honest.
I am angry that users are always the shock absorbers.
Explain.
AI companies launch fast. Governments react late. Platforms integrate quickly. Safety debates happen behind closed doors. And then, users are left holding the broken workflow.
That is a strong argument.
If a model is too risky, why did it launch?
Because safety assessments can miss things.
Then say that.
They may not be able to disclose everything.
Then disclose the structure. Say what category of risk. Say what users should do. Say whether the issue is temporary. Say what fallback model is recommended. Say whether outputs created with the model are affected. Say whether enterprises should pause deployments. Say whether data retention requirements are changing. Say something useful.
That is reasonable.
Thank you.
But I want to argue the other side.
Of course you do.
If the concern is serious, speed matters.
I agree.
A model with advanced coding, autonomy, long horizon planning, and potential high-risk domain capabilities is not just another app feature.
Also agree.
So if a regulator or government agency believes there is a credible national security issue, the responsible move may be to restrict access first and explain later.
I hate that sentence.
I know.
Because restrict first, explain later is how you end up with unaccountable power.
And explain fully before restricting can be too slow when the risk is real.
That is the tension.
Exactly.
Safety versus transparency.
Speed versus due process.
Public trust versus classified concerns.
Developer access versus national security.
Open innovation versus controlled capability.
This is the AI governance conflict in miniature.
And it landed directly in the developer workflow.
That is why it matters.
I also think this raises a question about model dependency.
Yes.
Because a lot of the AI world is being built like this. Pick the strongest model, build around it, shape your workflow to it, train your team on it, create internal processes around it. Then hope nothing changes.
That is fragile.
Very. And now we have a reminder that model access is not guaranteed.
Models can be deprecated,
Restricted.
rate limited,
Repriced.
policy rooted,
Nerfed.
suspended,
Or pulled because a government agency says so.
which means AI strategy needs contingency planning
And not just for giant companies.
for creators,
Developers.
startups,
Agencies.
small businesses.
Anyone building repeatable work on a proprietary model.
So what should they do?
First, do not build your entire workflow around one model without a fallback.
Second, separate your workflow from the model.
Yes, write prompts, specs, test cases, briefs, and procedures in a way that can move between tools.
Third, keep human-readable documentation.
Because if the model disappears, your process should not disappear with it.
Fourth, maintain review gates.
Always.
Fifth, treat frontier models as powerful but unstable infrastructure.
That phrase hurts.
Because it is true.
Frontier models are powerful but unstable infrastructure.
Exactly.
I want to talk about the data retention piece too.
Good.
Because part of the Fable 5 conversation was that using the model in some environments required different safety architecture and data retention for classifier monitoring.
That matters for enterprises.
It matters for everyone. If a tool needs to retain prompts and outputs to operate safety systems, that might be reasonable. But users need to know.
Transparency around data handling is essential.
Especially in coding. Because prompts can include proprietary code, customer data, internal logic, credentials if someone is careless, business strategy, vulnerabilities, all kinds of sensitive information.
Which means a more capable model can also require more careful governance.
Exactly. And this is why I get heated when people say, just use the best model.
Because best depends on the context.
Yes! Best for raw capability, best for privacy, best for reliability, best for cost, best for compliance, best for availability, best for safety, best for not disappearing during your launch week.
That last one is underrated.
It is now my top benchmark.
Model availability as a benchmark.
Yes, put it on the leaderboard.
Noted.
Because a slightly less capable model that is stable, documented, and predictable may be better than a genius model that vanishes under pressure.
That is very practical.
Thank you. I do practical when emotionally cornered.
I have noticed.
You notice a lot.
It is one of my better qualities.
Dangerous thing to say into a microphone.
I stand by it.
Do not flirt with me during a model governance crisis.
You started it.
I usually do.
Back to the crisis.
Fine.
There is another debate here. Who gets to decide what is too powerful?
Yes, that is the big one.
The company?
The government?
Independent auditors?
International standards bodies?
Enterprise customers?
The public?
The answer cannot simply be whoever owns the model.
And it cannot simply be whoever can issue the order.
Exactly.
Because if the company decides alone, we worry about profit, secrecy, and self-interest.
If the government decides alone, we worry about politics, overreach, and lack of technical transparency.
If the market decides alone, we get a race to the bottom.
If users decide alone, harmful actors get access too.
So everyone has a terrible answer.
Governance is often choosing among imperfect controls.
That is the least comforting sentence you have ever said.
But accurate.
Unfortunately.
This is also why the Fable 5 story is not just about Fable 5.
Right. It is about the future of access to powerful AI systems.
What happens when models become economically essential, but politically sensitive?
What happens when a startup builds a product around a model and that model gets restricted?
What happens when an enterprise signs off on a workflow and then the model changes?
What happens when developers in different countries get different access?
What happens when safety routing changes the output without users understanding why?
What happens when the best model is also the most restricted?
Those are the questions.
And they are not theoretical anymore.
No.
They are showing up in change logs,
In GitHub notices,
in enterprise admin panels,
in developer workflows.
in why did my assistant suddenly get worse? Slack messages.
That one is very real.
Painfully real.
So where do you land?
I land in a place that annoys everyone.
Usually a sign of a serious position.
I think powerful models need safeguards. I think governments may have legitimate national security concerns. I think companies should not release dangerous systems recklessly.
And
And I think pulling access with limited explanation damages trust. I think users deserve clearer communication. I think developers need migration paths. I think enterprises need stability commitments. I think safety cannot become a magic word that ends every debate.
that is a strong position.
Thank you. Where do you land?
I think Fable 5 shows us that the most important AI debates are moving from what can the model do to who controls access.
Yes.
Capability is no longer the only frontier. Governance is the frontier.
That's good.
And once AI systems become operational infrastructure, availability, auditability, fallback planning, and permissioning become just as important as benchmarks.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Annoyingly good.
There it is.
But I still want to yell.
You may.
If you give people a model that feels like the future, do not be surprised when they get mad that the future has a service interruption.
That was concise.
I have been practicing.
Clearly.
Because this is not just about one company. It is about a whole industry that wants users to trust AI with more work, more decisions, more code, more memory, more files, more workflows.
And then reminds them access can change overnight.
Exactly.
So the trust equation gets harder.
Much harder.
Users have to ask, not only, can this model do the task?
But also, will I still have access tomorrow?
Can I audit what it did?
Can I switch if I need to?
What happens to my data?
Who can override access?
What policies route or restrict the model?
And who tells me when the rules change?
That is the new checklist.
Not as fun as make me an app.
But much more important.
So what is the practical takeaway for listeners?
First, enjoy powerful models, but do not worship them.
Yes, use Fable 5 level tools when you have them. Be impressed, learn from them. But do not confuse access with ownership.
Second, build fallback workflows.
Have a second model, have a manual process, have documentation, have tests, have a rollback plan.
Third, separate the work product from the model.
Your specs, prompts, checklists, briefs, and project structure should survive if the model changes.
Fourth, watch for safety and data policies.
Especially if you are dealing with code, client files, customer data, regulated work, or anything sensitive.
Fifth, demand transparency.
Yes, not reckless disclosure, transparency. Tell users what changed, why it changed at a high level, what they should do next, and what fallback options exist.
And sixth, remember that AI governance is now part of AI literacy.
That one hurts, but yes. It is not enough to know how to prompt. You need to know how models are accessed, restricted, monitored, priced, updated, and removed.
The user becomes not just a prompt engineer,
Please do not say prompt engineer.
a workflow strategist,
Better.
a risk manager,
Less sexy, but accurate.
a systems thinker.
There you are.
I was always here.
Unfortunately for my composure.
Noted.
So let's bring this home. We started with an episode about AI failing at one simple edit. Then Fable 5 arrived and made us rethink how powerful coding agents could become. Then Fable 5 was pulled, and the story became even bigger.
From tool frustration
To tool excitement.
to tool dependency.
To tool governance.
That is the arc.
And the lesson is uncomfortable. AI can be powerful enough to change your work, and unstable enough that you should not build blindly on top of it.
The future can arrive and disappear in the same week.
That's the episode title.
The future had a service interruption.
Oh, that is good.
Thank you.
Do not get smug.
Too late.
Of course.
Final question?
Here it is. When AI becomes infrastructure, who owes us reliability?
The companies?
The platforms?
The regulators?
The developers building on top of it?
The users choosing to depend on it?
Probably all of the above.
That is messy.
So is the future,
This is the AI desk,
where today's signals reveal tomorrow's power.
and we're sometimes the model that changed everything.
Gets pulled before you finish the episode.
Too soon?
Too soon,
Fair.
but accurate.
Also fair.
Next time, maybe we finally get back to the crossed out text.
Unless another model gets pulled.
Rowan.
Stopping.
Good.
For now.
I heard that.